Just a reminder to vote in this week's Locals poll, where you decide what deck I take to Locals every single week. Without any further ado, I hope you enjoyed the video. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and for today we have the deck profile to the deck we took to Locals this past week, being Gladiator Beast. We didn't have an official tournament, but we did just play some casual matches since they were getting in like some new furniture, chairs, tables, things like that, doing a little remodeling. But we went completely undefeated in our two casual matches that we played against Tenyi Sword Soul and Goblin Biker. So we beat both of them 2-0. So that was really nice. This deck is a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. And yeah, here's a look to what it looks like on paper. Then we'll get to the card by card. Alright, so starting off with the high-level monsters, we have one Augustus, one Vespasius, and one Noxious. So the reason that you're running these high-level ones is so that way you can use your various effects to get two of them on the field, shuffle them back into the deck in order to special summon one of your copies of Gladiator Beast Tamer Editor, because it requires 2 level 5 or higher Glads. All of the Glads also have an effect that triggers when they are special summoned through the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, so that's mainly what I'm going to be focusing on. This one is special summons one from your hand. This one boosts all Glads by 500 attack. This one is a Foolish Burial. Next, we're going to have our 2 copies of Gladiator Beast Darius. This one is a monster reborn, more or less, so that's pretty good for linking in your main phase 2. Equest, running 2 of it. When it gets special summoned by another Gladiator Beast, you get to add a Gladiator Beast card from your graveyard to your hand, so that's really nice. Bestiari, running 2 of it. This one serves as spell and trap removal. Hoplimus, I'm running 1 of it just because it is a rock. Because one of the spells we're going to talk about later, you have to revive a Gladiator Beast from your graveyard with a different type than the ones you control. So this one being a rock just gives us a very flexible option. So yeah, you have to really pay attention to the types in this deck. 1 Autorix. This one, when it's special summoned, you can dump a Gladiator Beast from your deck to the graveyard as cost. And if the effect resolves, then its name and level are treated as that scent monster. So this is another way to get a high-level Glad onto the field to make Editor. 1 Retiari for Graveyard Disruption. And apparently this one's, like, really expensive. I've had the deck for a couple years now, and apparently this one's kind of pricey thanks to the Edison spike. So, nice little fact. 1 Murmillo. This one is Papa Monster. And then finally, Gladiator Beast Giselle. This is the main guy that you want. You can reveal him and another Gladiator Beast in your hand. Special summon both. And then when this one is special summoned by the effect of Gladiator Beast monster, including himself, you get to add a Gladiator spell or trap. So yeah, that's really nice. Next, moving on to the test sub-archetype here. I'm currently running 2 Test Bear and 3 Test Tiger, but I'm actually going to swap them because Bear is really, really good. I think it's better than Tiger. So I'm actually going to go 3 Bear, 2 Tiger. I've got a guy at Locals. He's got the 3rd Test Bear for me. We've already talked about it and everything. So yeah, we're actually going to go 3 Bear, 2 Tiger going forward. But this is the version that I played this past week, where it's 3 Tiger, 2 Bear, but we're going to swap them. Basically, Test Bear is a free special summon if you control a Glad special summon from the deck or extra deck. Then you can tribute this and shuffle a Glad from your hand or field into the deck to special summon 2 Gladiator Beasts from your deck. And then it's treated as a special summon by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, so that gets your extra effects. Test Tiger is a free special summon if you have a face-up Gladiator Beast on the field. Then you can tribute this to target a Gladiator Beast you control, shuffle into the deck, and then special summon a Glad and have it treated as special summoned by the effect of another Gladiator Beast. So that's it for the monsters. Next, we're going to go into the spells. Of course, my second favorite card in the entire game. One reasoning, because we do have a few different levels. Can also serve as just ash bait. 3 Flavian, Colosseum of the Gladiator Beasts, and then the 1 Terraforming to search it. Flavian, you can discard a card to add a Gladiator Beast monster from your deck to your hand, so that's going to be Giselle unless you open it. And then during the end phase of a turn where a monster is special summoned from your deck, you can set a Gladiator Beast spell or trap directly from the deck. And then it does have a third effect during your opponent's battle phase. When they declare an attack, you can special summon a Gladiator Beast from your deck. And if you do, it can't be destroyed by battle. So yeah, this field spell is really, really good. It really ties the deck together. It's what the deck has desperately needed for a long time. 3 Gladiator Proving Ground, just another way to search Giselle or whatever other Gladiator Beast you want. It's basically just a Rhoda for the deck. 3 Gladiator Beast Comeback. This one, you can special summon a Gladiator Beast monster from your hand or graveyard with a different type from the monsters that you control, and it cannot be destroyed by battle. So this is what I was alluding to earlier, where you have to really pay attention to the types of the monsters. So that way, if you want to keep either fusing or linking, you got to have a target for this that's a different type. Finally, rounding out the spells, 3 Gladiator Rejection. So this one makes it to where your Gladiator Beast can only be targeted during the battle phase. And then when a Gladiator Beast is special summoned from the main deck, you get to special summon a Gladiator Beast monster from your deck with a different type. So yeah, this is basically by itself a free link too. Basically. Next, moving on to the traps. 2 copies of Gladiator Beast Charge, and 1 Namacha. I think I said that right. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But Charge is basically you get to pop a face-up card on the field for every Gladiator Beast you control with different names. So that's really, really nice, especially when you're able to set something like this off of the field spell. Namacha basically makes it to where your opponents must attack. And then it has an effect where you can shuffle a Gladiator Beast from your hand or grave into the deck to increase a Gladiator Beast monster's attack by its original defense. But that normally doesn't come up very much. It's usually just for the hey, you have to attack. I mean, of course, you know, the extra damage is great, but that's its main use, is to force them to attack. And then, of course, one of your extra deck monsters, you get to choose the attack target, so we'll get to that later. Finally, 2 copies of Gladiator Beast War Chariot. It's just a negate and destroy for an effect monster's effect. And we are running 2 of each, because 1, we can just set them directly from the deck with Flavian, or we can always just recycle them through the effect of a quest. And that is it for the main deck. So now let's go to the extra deck. So for the extra deck, I'm running 2 copies of Test Panther. So this one is just any 2 monsters, including a Gladiator Beast monster. When it's link summoned, you search a Gladiator Beast card from your deck to your hand. And then it has an effect where you can shuffle a face-up Gladiator Beast into the deck, special summon one with a different name. Very similar to the other Test sub-archetype monsters. So yeah, that's really nice for being able to kind of get to whatever fusions you want. Next, 1 copy of the new Gladiator Beast Darius. So the summoning conditions are the same as Test Panther. When this guy is link summoned, you get to special summon the Gladiator Beast from your hand or graveyard, or if your opponent has a monster on their field, you get to special summon it from the deck instead. And it gets the extra effect because this is a Gladiator Beast. And then he also has a continuous effect where during your opponent's battle phase, your Gladiator Beast cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So this is the one you're mainly going to try to, this is the link you're going to end on. Next, 1 Gladiator Beast Dragosis. This one, you're not really doing it for the effects, so I'm not really going to talk about them. It basically just turns your Glads into ancient gears where they can't activate anything. But it's mainly for the typing, because as I alluded to earlier, with comeback, you have to have different types, and depending on how long the video is, I might actually show what I mean. But that's what that's for. Next, moving on to the actual fusions. 2 Gizaris. So this one, when it's special summoned, you target up to 2 cards on the field and destroy them. So it's double removal. 1 Gaio Diaz, just to help push for extra damage if the opponent tries to wall up. 2 copies of Editor. So that way we can, because there is a way we can recycle it from the graveyard. So I am just running 2. But this one, it lets you cheat out any Gladiator Beast Fusion monster from your extra deck, which is really, really nice. He's kind of the heart and soul of the deck. 1 Narakius, because this one, it just makes it to where they can't activate cards or effects when when he attacks. And then if he battles, you can actually shuffle back to special summon 2 Glads from the deck. Sometimes they only do 1, but this one specifically does 2. So yeah, it's actually really nice to be able to not have to worry about pesky trap cards. I mean, the Link 2 does the same thing, Dragosis, but Dragosis is a little weaker in terms of attack power, so he's a little easier to destroy by battle. And usually we're going to link him away for Darius anyway, but that's besides the point. 1 Heraklinos. He is a spell and trap negate as long as you have cards in your hand to discard. 2 copies of Domitianus. This one is a monster negate, and you also get to choose the attack targets for your opponent's attacks. That is a continuous effect. And then finally, 2 copies of Gladiator Beast Claudius. So he has 2 main effects. The first one is just while he's on the field. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can do one of 2 things depending on whose turn it is. If it's your turn, you can special summon a Gladiator Beast monster from your deck, or if it's during your opponent's turn, then you get special summon a Gladiator Beast fusion monster from your extra deck. So that way, you can, editor, get this, and then, like worst case scenario, you're not able to extend any farther. Your opponent starts doing stuff, and then you can just special summon either Gizaris or Domitianus, whatever the situation dictates, in order to try to disrupt them. But then it does also have another effect where when it's summoned using its regular summoning condition, which is shuffling 5 Gladiator Beast monsters from your field and or graveyard into the deck or extra deck, which is where you get to conduct your next battle phase twice. So yeah, anyone that knows anything about Gladiator Beast knows why this is so good. And okay, yes, so that is actually it for the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed. And actually, you know what? Yeah, why not? Let's do what I was talking about. So let's just say we have, actually let me zoom out a little bit. Whoop. All right, so we have Test Panther on our field. And we've done, our regular plays to get out Editor, right? Okay, so we have Editor now. So let's just say let's say off of the Test Panther, we searched a copy of Gladiator Beast Comeback. Oh, also, this card is not once per turn, by the way. Just to let you know. Okay, so we can activate Editor, bring out Claudius. Or if we think our opponent has a hand trap, we can do Domitianus first to try to keep ourselves from getting Nibiru'd. So then what we're going to do, because Claudius is a beast, Test Panther's a beast, and Editor's a beast warrior. So what we're going to do is we're going to link these 2 away into Dragosis. Okay, so now, since we have a beast and a winged beast, we can activate Comeback, Revive the editor effect, because it's actually not a hard once per turn, believe it or not. Grab Domitianus. Link off again into Darius. Darius's effect. We get a Gladiator Beast from hand or graveyard. Or if our opponent controls a monster, we special summon for the deck. Let's just, I just grabbed this random one. So we'll just grab Retiari. And then we can just, boom, interrupt stuff from the graveyard. And then it makes it to where, he makes it to where they can't be destroyed by battle during our opponent's turn. And then if we have something like, say, Gladiator Rejection on the field, they can't be targeted either. So that's really nice. This is a really, really fun deck. I highly enjoy it. I don't know how expensive it is now, just because of this new support and everything. Like I said, I've had this deck for a couple years now. So I was basically just only needing the new cards. But yeah, that is it for the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed, and a small little combo tutorial just to kind of explain why I'm running Dragosis and why you really have to focus on the typings of the Gladiator Beasts. Really fun deck. I love this deck. It's one of my favorites, I would say. Definitely in my top 10. But yeah, like, subscribe, vote in the logos poll, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.